Some Canadian news. Oh boy. Very, very cool. We love Canada, don't we, folks? Liberals introduce bill proposing sweeping border security powers. Oh boy. Who's ready for the Canadian Patriot Act? Let's go. Let's fucking go. And it's being pushed by the fucking liberals. This is the first fucking thing that Mark Carney wants to go with. A capitulation to the Republicans. Let's go. Bill C2 allows officials to cancel, suspend, or change immigration documents in the public interest. The Liberal government introduced sweeping new legislation Tuesday that it says will protect Canada's sovereignty, strengthen the border, and keep Canadians safe. Guys, you know what's happening very, very often right now in Canada? An invasion of migrants. Oh, fuck, dude. Yeah, so many migrants are coming in, like, illegally, apparently, for some reason. Again, this is, like, leftover fucking dumbass hysteria from all the, like, Indian migrants that came in. Because, again, we didn't have fucking housing for them, and it's all just stupid shit. And now we have to do, like, a Canadian Patriot Act for, you know, to capitulate big fucking dumbass orange man in his fucking seat. It's fucking stupid. Bill C2, the Strong Borders Act, would give increased powers to Canada's security and intelligence services, expand the ability to open and inspect mail. Yeah, dude. Let the police open and inspect mail. Guys, sorry, we just had to randomly open up your mail because of random fucking security theater bullshit. Very cool. And allow officials to cancel or suspend immigration documents. Remember how the Liberals talked about they wanted to have 100 million, a population of 100 million by, 2100? Whatever happened to that sort of, like, incentive and proposal? It turns out it completely collapsed in on itself because the fucking Liberal Party was not willing to, build housing and deal with the housing problems first. Who would have thought? Crazy. The legislation proposes changes to a number of laws, including the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act, the Oceans Act, the Sex Offender Information Registration Act, the Criminal Code, and the Canadian Security Intelligence Service Act, among others. We need to ensure Canada's law enforcement is equipped with the tools they need to stay ahead of organized crime groups and crack down on their illicit activities. Minister of Public Safety Gary and Anand Ansagari, I think that's how you say that, said in Ottawa Tuesday. Yeah, dude. We got a fucking... Boy Meets Mini, we got a fucking Indian unk. What's going on here, bro? Why is India Unkmans over here fucking trying to introduce Canadian Patriot Act? Boy Meets Mini, I need you to take account for your people. Clearly, this is all your fault because of your hyper cringeness. It has infected everyone. I can't believe that we have to deal with all this fucking Brahmanite fucking bullshit now. Shaking my fucking head. That's what we call a little bit of critical racist theory right there, okay? We do a little bit of trolling. So, that's cool. Great. This is essential in maintaining the safety and security of our country. It's also a priority that we share with our neighbors. Again, the problem is like, how much fucking fentanyl was going into the fucking US in comparison, like, to through other ports of entry at the southern part of the fucking border of the US? Like 0.2%? Yeah, man. Totally. But it's because of, our own fucking concerns and safety with fucking fentanyl and stuff like that. I'm not saying that fentanyl isn't a fucking issue. That's not what I'm saying. The thing is like, it's such an issue that's completely and utterly being blown out of fucking proportion that it's just like bleh 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 bleh. It's just nonsense, dude. Complete utter fucking nonsense. But yeah, dude, totally. Like, we need our own Canadian Patriot Act in order to fucking make sure that we're all safe from those dirty browns and that stinky fentanyl. Whatever. The proposed changes to the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act give the government increased power over immigration documents in cases where public health or national security are at risk. Specifically, it allows officials to cancel, suspend, or change immigration documents immediately. Oh, so there's like not going to be any talk with like any courts or like any lawyer or anything. They can just like be like, well, you kind of smell bad, so no, not in. That's cool. Great. Pause the acceptance of new applications and cancel applications already in process if deemed in the public interest. Because here's the problem with this. What do we mean by public interest? That can fucking mean anything. The public interest can just be, well, we don't want any more stinky browns in our fucking country because they're stinky and they're brown. And that's within the fucking public interest, technically speaking. But is it, like, actually a good fucking thing? No. No, because it's just based off of fucking racism. So, that's cool. Fantastic. The changes also allow immigration, refugees, and citizenship Canada to share information more widely than with different agencies within Canada. Asylum claims would also have to be made within a year of entering the country, including for students and temporary residents. We're making everything just more annoying and probably difficult for a lot of asylum claimants. Very cool, Canada. The immigration changes would also require irregular border crossers, people who enter Canada between official ports of entry, to make an asylum claim within 14 days of arriving in Canada. Like, otherwise, what will happen? They can just get, like, deported, I guess. Great. The changes would also speed up voluntary departures by making removal orders effective the same day an asylum claim is withdrawn. Oh, so we can just immediately fucking deport the people once the asylum claim gets fucking taken care of. Very cool. Placating the U.S. In January, U.S. President Donald Trump declared a national emergency and used the declaration to impose tariffs on Canada and Mexico over what he said was an untenable flow of migrants and fentanyl in the United States, which is, by the way, complete fucking bullshit. Like, hardly any of that is coming through fucking Canada. And again, let's pull up the fucking goddamn document yet again. Where's fucking the TPS fucking document from fucking Pew Research? How many times do I have to fucking do this? Again, about 1.2 million people were given TPS fucking status under Biden. You want to know why a lot of Venezuelan fucking migrants started to fucking come through to the United States, especially in 2021 and 2023? A funny little thing called the Venezuelan coup attempt of 2019. And guess who helped fucking orchestrate this shit? It was Donald Trump. And because of this fucking goddamn coup attempt failing miserably, Juan Guaido with 3 other guys in a fucking trench coat getting spotted out by a bunch of fucking Venezuelan fishermen, for fuck's sake. It was the most fucking pathetic goddamn coup attempt on the fucking planet. Whoa, since it got fucking spotted out instantly for the dog shit attempt that it was, Trump decided to slap crippling sanctions on the Venezuelan economy, which caused it to go into hyperinflation, which, guess what, caused a bunch of people to leave and migrate to the U.S. Whoa, crazy. And Biden decided to let a bunch of those migrants in. Because guess what? Because of Donald Trump's stupid, fucking, idiotic, belligerent policies. Whoa, Daho, you're saying that it's the fault of dumb fucking Republicans and they cause a lot of the exact same problems that, they pretend to say that they're very good at dealing with? Crazy. Whoa. And it's all just a fucking racket for them to be able to score political points against their political opponents? Say it ain't so. Crazy. Hypothetical chatter that I'm fucking talking with, or hypothetical commenter that I'm talking with? Yes. Yes, that is exactly what I'm fucking saying. A lot of very often, Republicans with their stupid racist or deregulatory stances will very, very often make it such that there's such fucking dysfunction and they force the other administration that's coming in to fix it while reaping political benefits from it. Because in reality, what do the Republicans want? Whoa, they just want people to suffer. Let's be honest here, it's all about just having people suffer. And I guess a liberal party just wants to go along and placate that shit. Because guess what? Trump has fucking goddamn doubled the tariffs anyway on steel and aluminum Wednesday. Now, I know that fucking Mexico has said, this is in violation of the USMCA, and we will fucking potentially, sue the United States for this. Again, for the dumbass trade deal that Trump fucking negotiated with. Getting rid of fucking NAFTA just so he can slap his own fucking coat of paint on it. It's just... I need people to understand just how fucking stupid all of these fucking turns of events constantly happen. It is the dumbest shit on the fucking planet. But, whatever. Dumbass liberals have to placate stupid Mad King Orange Man in the fucking throne. Silly. The Liberal government has since worked to persuade the Trump administration that Canada is acting to stem the southbound flow of drugs and migrants. Ananda Sangari said Tuesday that Bill C-2 was drafted to contain elements that will strengthen the relationship between Canada and the U.S. Again, there's no placating Trump. He's just a stupid, raving dipshit of an old man. And he's just kind of doing whatever the fuck he wants because he's a moron. He's a belligerent who wants to have like some weird autistic fixation with trying to make himself look like a deal maker by making a complete mess and then trying to make a deal out of it or something. It's stupid. There are a number of items in the bill that have irritants for the U.S., so we are addressing some of those issues, he said, but it's not exclusively about the United States. Sure. Yeah, totally. The minister said he did not brief the U.S. Border Czar Tom Homan, that fucking, burn victim, that clown, about the changes before introducing the bill. That CBC News can confirm he did speak with Homan later Tuesday to provide details of the plan. The throne speech promised legislation to bolster security at Canada's borders and new tools for police and intelligence agencies to help them stop the flow of fentanyl and its precursors. Yeah, dude, the 0.2% of fucking fentanyl that's flowing into the U.S. coming from fucking Canada. It's truly the end of the world, everyone. Stupid. The Strong Borders Act fulfills that pledge by proposing to amend the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act and the Cannabis Act to allow more control of chemicals used to make illegal drugs like fentanyl. This will allow law and border enforcement agencies to take swift action to prevent their illegal importation and use, and to ensure strict federal oversight over any legitimate use of these chemicals, said the Public Safety Ministry in a statement. The problem is that you have, no way to be able to fucking... you don't really know. Do we really know if particular chemicals are being imported in for the uses, making fentanyl? Who knows? Tomato, potato, because the federal government's totally gonna fucking know that. Yeah, it's just stupid, man. It's stupid. Complete just capitulation and placation of Trump and the Republicans. That's the point of this. This bill builds on earlier Canadian measures, including the round-the-clock surveillance of the border using helicopters, drones, and surveillance towers. I love wasting taxpayer money on stupid bullshit that doesn't matter. Woo! For 0.2% of fentanyl flow that's going into the U.S. from Canada. Yeah, okay, dude. Ottawa is also working with Washington on a North American joint strike force to target organized crime groups that work across borders. Fantastic. More imperialism. A new role for the Coast Guard. In a move that gives the Canadian Coast Guard an active surveillance and security role, Bill C-2 proposes amending the Oceans Act to enable the agency to conduct security activities designed to strengthen sovereignty and maritime domain awareness, particularly in remote Arctic waters. Oh, because that's where all the fentanyl's coming from, guys. From the Arctic. Sure, man. The changes to the Canadian Coast Guard would allow the agency to collect, analyze, and share information and intelligence for security purposes. See, this is it's all they always say, for national security, for security purposes. Yeah, dude, that's what they always fucking say. And that always ends up being complete fucking utter bullshit and nonsense. It's annoying. It's ridiculous. The bill would also amend the Canadian Security Intelligence Service Act, the Customs Act, and the Criminal Code to improve intelligence and law enforcement agencies' ability to access information. And it would require shippers and warehouse operators to provide access to their premises to inspect goods for export, something already required for goods being imported into Canada. Other measures in Bill C-2 include amending the Canada Post Corporation Act to remove barriers preventing police from searching mail when authorized to do so in the course of a criminal investigation. It's time for a random fucking civilian's mail to just get opened by a bunch of stupid cops, potentially like breaking some shit for no reason because of these just complete fucking morons being complete morons, like all cops generally speaking are, to allow for people to sort of just be like, yeah, we got to do this for like security purposes. It's totally heckin' Batterino, like what's going on here with like all this like fentanyl stuff. Even though like hardly any of it comes through the Canadian border into the U.S., it's ridiculous. Ensuring electronic service providers, which officials explained meant entities that hold subscription information, retained data so it can be lawfully provided to law enforcement and intelligence agencies. Ooh, fucking streaming services now can hand over their data to the police. Very, very cool. Or like phone companies can also do that as well. Yay! It's literally just fucking Canadian Patriot Act shit. Amending the Sexual Offender Information Registration Act to allow the Mounties to share information with international partners, and crack down on money laundering by strengthening enforcement and penalties, and by putting restrictions on cash transactions over $10,000 and cash deposits by one individual into another's account. Great, excellent, very cool. These are like kind of whatever to me. I don't really give a shit about this as much. These two are pretty fucking dog shit. Like, quite literally fucking, like, Canadian Patriot Act tier shit. Because it's the same shit that the U.S. even used to justify that fucking nonsense of a bill. So, that's cool. That's great. Guys, it's really epic and cool that we're doing all this to try to placate the Mad King, saying that, like, yeah, dude, we're just doing this because, totally not to placate the U.S. at all whatsoever. So, fantastic, cool, great, yeah. Whoa, liberals placating the fucking dumbass Mad King fascist in power because they think that they can get like hecking good boy points from Donald Trump. Nah, I don't think Trump really gives much of a fuck about that. Listen, Trump one day will just be like, I like Mark Carney, did really great in that debate, very cool. And then in another fucking second he'll say like 51st state, 51st state. There's no fucking placating someone like that, okay? It's complete fucking stupid bullshit and cope. And as always, as expected from the Liberal Party of Canada. Because again, let's be fucking honest here. What were the fucking Liberals campaigning on that made them be fucking successful? Standing up to Donald Trump. And guess what their constituents are going to look at this as? Not standing up to Trump. Crazy. Who would have thought? Because this is definitely going to play really, really well politically for the fucking goddamn Liberals. But, as expected from stupid, dumbass fucking fascist collaborationists, as always, from liberals. Whoa, holy shit. None of these people actually give a fuck about any of this stuff, and guess what? It's all about, like, having belief in absolutely nothing as always. Yeah, dude, great, totally fantastic. This is really going to work out about as well as you think it is, liberals. As always, fantastic, great. Good job, Liberal Party of Canada.